Ken, Stephanie. Good afternoon, Ma, and I am Adekoya Kendi Oluwaseun, a student of Consumer and Home Economics 400 level, and it's a very great pleasure meeting with you, Ma. And thank you so much, Ma, for agreeing to this interview as we look forward to gaining more insights and on some of your experience as well. So thank you so much, Ma. With your permission, Ma, we'd like to begin. So, Ma, please, can you briefly introduce yourself to us, Ma?
Okay, thank you. I want to appreciate the department for this great honor. My name is, I'm a Professor Victoria Fumilayo Abioye. I'm a professor in food processing, and currently I'm in the Department of Food Science. So I think I was a pioneer HOD for the Department of Consumer and Economic Science. Presently, my area of research, I'm working on less utilized crops. I'm working on processing and how they can be processed into value-added products.
All right, so thank you so much, Ma. So I'll move to the next question, Ma. And please, Ma, how would you describe your enthusiasm when you were appointed as the pioneer head of the Department of Consumer and Home Economics?
Okay. Once again, thank you. Actually, I was the HOD of Food Science Department, and when I finished, I was thinking it was time for a break. So I was called upon because of what I was able to do in food science, that there is a new program called Consumer and Home Economics that I should come and act as the HOD. It was shocking to me because I didn't have any background of consumer and home economics. I took it as a challenge, and I want to appreciate the senior professors in the department that had trust in me to commit that kind of assignment to my hand. And when I got there, it was another story entirely. We had to write the programs. It wasn't what I was used to, so I had to read and I had to go through documents, and with the assistance of Ms. Alawode, we started together. We were able to come up with, actually I met a curriculum there, so all I needed was to work on it, and to God be the glory, the program was verified, we got students, and also later it was accredited.
Thank you so much, Ma. So I'll move to the next question. What were some of the earliest setbacks, or let me say challenges, that you faced while starting the department?
Okay. The first thing that we had was that the first thing that we did when I assumed the office as HOD was we needed to verify the course, and during the verification, the people that are coming from NUC, they expect the department would have had at least some equipment and some things before you take in some students. So initially, when I started on like nothing. So we had to work on putting so many things on ground. The first thing we did was to get the equipment, at least the basic things. So we created some labs, and we needed to put some things inside. So we applied, the DMVC approved it, and so myself and Alawode were left looking for all those equipment. So it took us time to get those equipment, and the verification exercise was demanding because they wanted us to have one thing, but good enough, we were able to scale through. And I think that was the major challenge. The major challenge was, though actually it wasn't my field, so I don't see it as a challenge, and I think it wasn't a problem, but it was a challenge for me to now sit down. I had to read about the course, what it entails, what is needed. Like I was very practical. I've not heard about practical in my life. So I said, what did they do in practical? So I have to read about it. So I think one of the challenge was that getting what is needed to meet up with the recommendations, and also I also had to read so that I'll be able to understand what the course is all about. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma. So, what key achievements or milestone are you proud of during your tenure as the head of department, ma?
Okay. The first thing that I want to talk about is that firstly I want to appreciate the people that actually, because we're many, for them to consider me for that kind of position, I'm not taking it for granted. It's a great honor. Then one thing there is that some of the things that give me joy when I look at consumer is that God helped me to build a very good standard. Talk about the students, we were able to maintain that standard. We were able to come up with students that we can actually, initially when we started, I think we first of all had about 7 students. So some of them crossed. That's why we have about, is it 14 or 13 in 500 level now. So when they came in, they were so, they were not up and doing. So I had to be on their neck. Yeah, whether you like it or not, everything you must learn. So by that time, we have to take them outside. We took them to my tailor. I had to engage him to teach them. We went to different schools, begging them and let them just do it. So with what we had, so I think what I'm happy about is that my tenure there was that God helped me to build a very good foundation in that department. And when I look back, I'm always very happy. When you talk about academics, there is no compromise. The lecturers that came in, those that came in later, Professor Dr. Oloyede joined us, making the 3 of us. We started with 3, and with that 3, we have students. So, despite the fact that we didn't have much of staff, but we had a culture. We had a very good academic culture, which we built. We were able to train our students so much that even when I look back sometimes, I say, so these students have learned so much. So I'm happy for that we're able to build a very good foundation. And if you see that everybody, even the staff that came later, Mr. Feromi, Ms. Adebisi, Ms. Adebimpe, immediately they came in and they saw the standard we built, they also keyed into the standard. So we have a department with a very good foundation. And so that I can look back, if you talk about curriculum, I was always working on curriculum, even outside the country, to make sure that we have a very robust curriculum. And we were able to, another thing that I'm always happy about is that the day they gave me office as the head of consumer, it was an open room. So they just said, when you were in food science, you started with nothing and you were able to, so we have thrown you here again, go and see what you can do. So our department, so when I look back at what we have now, I used to ask myself, how did it happen? The equipment we have in the kitchen worth millions of naira. When you go to practical, when you go to all the departmental office, in fact, somebody came in and said, what happened? So I'm happy that God has helped us, not only me, with the cooperation of all the lecturers, to build a very good foundation in the department. We are able to work on the students. Some of them came, when there was a time I had to fight with them. We didn't tolerate any kind of immoral attitude. So the students were building the foundation for the department. We were able to work on the students, and with what we have in the department now is enough to train our students to have whatever they need to have. So I think those are the things, and I'm also happy that I left the lecturers there, that I can always look back and see that they are doing what we used to do. Thank you.
All right, ma. So, part of what you just said, ma. So, I want to pick this question. Like, the first set of students in the department are a few months away from graduation. So, ma, what heartfelt advice would you like to share with them as they step out?
Okay. Firstly, I want to congratulate them, because when I started as the HOD, there was no students. So the first thing we did was to verify the course, and when it was accepted, we so those students, I was the one that admitted them, and good enough, I left when they're already in 500 level. So showing that I spent about 5 years in consumer. So I want to thank God for their lives, because some of them, we had some that were so weak academically, but by the time I
saw them doing excellently well. So I want to congratulate them. In fact, we have somebody that is out of them in the house, a first class among them, which is my journey. I want to congratulate them because they were like the guinea pig. We have to continue. Sometimes we will tell them to start a course, and the next section we see that this course is not, we are not satisfied. We take them to another, and they were like that. So I want to congratulate them for starting a very good thing. At least wherever we go, it's always on record that they started the department, and we thank God that it is not the way they have come in that they want to go now. So I want to encourage them that everything that we have put in them, especially values, knowledge, skills, they should go out there and advertise consumer and home economics in Nigeria. Because you see in other, we see some people do family and consumer family science, home management. I think consumer and home economics is unique to that. So we want them to be our ambassador when they go out. Let them people know the beautiful thing that is happening in Latin, and let them represent us well. Let people see them and say, which school did you go to? So that's my advice. And I'll be happy when they come back and they see them doing well.
All right. So, lastly, any final word of encouragement to the staff, the students, and future leaders of the department?
Okay. Firstly, I want to say that once again, I will still say that I want to appreciate God because it's a privilege. So I can't say it's because I'm good, I'm the best. It was just a privilege. And I want to, and I'm not taking it for granted that God has given me the privilege. So I want to encourage the staff there that some people, it's just like when you see, when Lautech started, I was telling somebody that when Lautech started, they only had two, they have one hall and one lecture theatre. So all the set to do their lecture. Well, now some of you have come now. To people that don't know how Lautech started, you feel that it has been this beautiful. So I want to encourage the staff. Actually, I want to say that everybody is doing well. Everybody is doing good. People are committed to their work. But I still want to encourage them. Everybody have an adage, I don't know if I'm able to say it here, that a king, ọba tó jẹ, tí ààfin jó or something, there will be a record. The one that came and did well too, there will be a record. That everyone, every staff should ensure that that foundation that have been laid is not destroyed. They keep on maintaining and building more values into consumer. I want to, like 5-10 years to this time, I want to come back and people will say, if you see what consumer is making, and that will be my joy. If you build a house for me, I may not be able to live there. But my job will be that I want to look back and see that thing, that pains that we went through in building it, that somebody have not put it to waste. So I want to encourage every staff, whether academic, whether non-academic, to help us maintain that academic standard, that integrity, that good thing that we have started. I also want to encourage the students. So when I got to the department, that I appreciated the department so much, to the extent that I was thinking that I can encourage one of my children to do it. Because I saw that if you are a student or consumer and you know what you are doing, there is no how you will not go out with something that you can live on. You can go into decorations, you can be going to sew clothes, you can go into food preparation, you can go to so many things, textiles. So I want to encourage the students. Firstly, I want us to please help us to maintain the standard. I want people to see that when you talk about discipline, when you go to consumer and home economics students, they are the most disciplined students. That will give me joy. Another thing is that all those things we have learned, I want you to go out there. Somebody was sharing, I was looking at social media today, so there's something about a university that some of people that graduated are doing excellently outside. I also want it to be my choice. And one day I'll sit in a place and somebody will just say, I graduated from Latin and the third set, I did consumer and home economics, and this is what I am doing. So I want to encourage the staff to maintain the foundation that have been laid and to build it more, and to maintain our academic standard and integrity, while I encourage the students to be law-abiding and to make impact, to be good ambassadors wherever they find themselves. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you so much for making us proud to be in this field, and that's the energy that we need in 2025 and beyond. And I want to say again, thank you so much, Professor, and it's been an honor learning from your experience and from the insights. So your leadership and legacy continue to inspire us, and we hope to carry it, the vision forward with excellence. Thank you so much, ma'am.
You're welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you for the honor.